We are on day 31 of our 60-day healing journey to establish healthy boundaries. Day 31. If you're someone who has a problem with saying no, if you feel resentful when you say yes, if you are being drained because you're not able to set boundaries, you just allow people to take up your time, your space, etc. If so, this is the journey for you. We're on day 31 of our 60-day journey, and the affirmation for today is I hold my limits with calm strength. I hold my limits with calm strength. I remember when I really realized I needed to set boundaries because I was just so drained all the time, feeling like people were just constantly taking from me, taking from my time, not valuing, my space, just not valuing me. And so I knew I needed to create some boundaries. But when I first started to create those boundaries, I was nervous about it. I kept thinking to myself, like, how are these people going to feel? How are they going to feel? I had just, how you get in your head with things. I just would get in my head with things, and I just would just be super nervous with it. But the more I continued to establish those, like, just stay firm in it, I continued to, I remember I would tell myself, like, what's the worst thing that could happen? And then I would okay, if that happens, okay, now what? And what? So what? So I had to actually keep on, talking to myself as I established these boundaries, because sometimes we get in our head about things and then we just get anxiety or anxious about it because we don't want other people to look at us in a negative light. So the affirmation is I hold my limits with calm strength. The somatic practice is stand tall, inhale, arms overhead, exhale, arms down, grounding your feet. So you're going to stand tall with your feet planted in the ground. You're going to inhale and raise your hands above your head. And as you exhale, you're going to bring your hands back down to your side. So you're going to do that take about, just say 2 to 5 minutes, breathing as you do that to calm and regulate your nervous system. The visualization technique for today is visualize your energy as a protective shield that cannot be pierced by others' demands. So you're going to visualize yourself having this protective shield around you that cannot be pierced by other people's demands. What they say or do cannot fluctuate, cannot have an impact on the shield around you. So you're going to do that visualization for a technique. I would say take time, 15 minutes to do your visualization technique so that you can just get the feeling of it, see how it feels when you're in that state. What does it sound like around you? What do things actually look like when that protective shield is around you? The journal prompt is, when have I compromised my limits under pressure? When have I compromised my limits under pressure? I remember when I needed to create, let's just say, a new standard for some things. And when I announced those standards, I got a lot of pushback from people who I thought were my supporters. They gave me a lot of pushback. And at that time, I wasn't who I am today, just put it like that. And because of that, I kind of backed up, I kind of changed the standards that I created to appease the other people because I didn't feel like dealing with the confrontation that came along with it. But because I wasn't ready, I realized that those same people who did not respect my standards, or accept the standards that I set in the guidelines, they continued to cross the boundaries. I had to get to a space where I was just drained, where I'm like, you know what, I just cannot do this anymore. And I said, you know what, I don't need these people anyway, because these people are not source. They're not providing for me. Because see, when you start recognizing who you are and whose you are, then you look at things from a different perspective. You know who is supplying you with what you need. It ain't these people. that we're afraid to create these boundaries with. It's not them, okay? That's not source. They are just there to challenge you, to give you a little pushback, to make you stronger. And now we see their purpose. We see why they're there. They are there to challenge us so that we can become the better versions of ourselves. So now that we know who they are, it's okay if they drop off, because we still will have what we need, right? We are always protected. We are always provided for. We always have what we need. These are the affirmations you have to repeat to yourself so that when you get to that space of anxiety, of knowing, in that fight or flight mode, you have to realize these people can't hurt me. They're not my source. And from there, that's when your protection comes in. All right? So that is the journal prompt. When have I compromised my limits under pressure? And then, as I was saying with my story earlier, I changed my standards because of those people. But down the line, I realized as I was being pushed to a space where I had no choice but to change my standards. And then I just decided to go for it. And because I took a leap, the universe supported me. That's all I'm going to say. When I stepped out on faith, everything worked in my favor because my intuition had already been guiding me. My inner self, my higher self had already been guiding me. And I was just worried about these people around me. So that is the journal prompt. The tiny boundary practice is politely decline an expectation that feels unreasonable. Politely decline one expectation that feels unreasonable. So when someone is asking you to do something that's unreasonable, if you have an invitation to do something that you just don't think is reasonable, politely decline. I will not be able to participate. I had someone that asked me to participate in a, just help out on this can't think of the right word for it, but help out on this program that's coming up soon. And I participated last time. I do not like how I was treated there. The old me would have done it just because I was trying to be nice. But this time I said, I won't be able to apologize. I won't be able to participate. And that was it. No explanation. I just can't participate because my inner self was not comfortable and is not comfortable with participating. So why would I continue to do that to myself? I had to get to a space where I listen to myself that's guiding me. So that is our tiny boundary for today. The bonus holistic tip is drink water with fresh mint or refresh energy and clarity. Drink water with fresh mint to refresh energy and clarity. If you don't have fresh mint, get some peppermint tea, some warm water, some peppermint tea, whichever one you want to do to refresh your energy. That is our holistic tip for today. I will see you tomorrow. Peace and love. Mwah.